that is the innards of my bearing that looks to be exploded. So apparently we got the Scotsman ice machine right behind me. It's making a loud noise. We're gonna open it up and see what's going on. So this thing was just running and we just shut down on code number 2 flashing, which means auger motor high load retrying. High load just means that this thing has pulled high amps. I'm gonna probably have to pull the evaporator, pull the auger out of the evaporator. Wonder what this is. Some type of temperature probe or something. There's my model number, F1222A, and I have my clamp meter set up to check my amp draw on my auger motor. I'm going to open up the manual real quick and figure out what it's supposed to be compared to what it is. So this thing's about to shut off again. We got up to 2.4. I'm not sure exactly what number it shuts off at. I just barely pulled it up on my other phone. So we're gonna just watch it, and there it is, 2.8 amps at the auger motor. And I'm gonna figure out exactly where it's supposed to be, and then I'm probably going to end up pulling the auger out of that evaporator, which is not gonna be fun. So like I was saying before, here is my auger drive motor amps. We're looking at F1222. We should be between 1.1 and 2, and we were all the way at 2.8 before it cut out. Our cutout is actually 3, but 2.8 is close enough. And now we get to open up our evaporator, pull the auger, see what's going on with it. So I was just in the process of pulling this off, and look what I'm seeing. This is already unscrewed from the top. That's exactly how I found it. And that is the innards of my bearing that looks to be exploded. More than likely, that is going to be our issue. Not sure how much further they're going to want me to go into this, considering this is a 12-year-old machine and the top bearing is destroyed. The evaporator might also be destroyed. So I'm probably going to have to look at that no matter what. So I'm kind of in the process of trying to pull this auger out. What I'm doing is I've got myself a bucket of hot water and a little styrofoam cup, and I'm adding hot water to try to melt the ice from between the auger and the evaporator, so that when I take these screws out, I can actually get it up and out of there and it's not frozen into place. I'm also gonna have to drain all the water out, because if you pull the auger out without draining the water, all your water is gonna come splashing out the bottom and make a big giant mess. So I'm gonna keep working on this. I've already been doing it for about 10 minutes. My auger's starting to warm up finally. I just took out these 4 little hex head bolts. They're spread around here, and I think I should be able to just grab this whole thing and pull it up and out. I'm gonna need 2 hands to do it, so give me 1 second. So I have the auger pulled out and get you a better shot of how jacked up that bearing looks, completely destroyed. And if you look closely at the edges of the auger, they're all ground away, basically flat, where they should have these kind of machined grooves in it, like this and like this, and it's completely gone here, and this is all gouged up. Even better, or even worse, the walls of this evaporator are all chewed up. This light's not showing it very well. All the way down in there, basically all the way around, the walls of the evaporator are all chewed up. The alarming thing is, you're gonna ask yourself, where are all these metal flakes going? They're going into someone's ice. Unfortunately, somebody's been consuming some metal particles. Now I'm just gonna do reverse order. I'm gonna put this all back together just so that we don't lose any of the pieces, but I'm gonna disable this machine. I'll show you how I'm gonna do that using these water probes. I might even unplug something in here. I would hate for somebody to turn this back on and it randomly start making ice, and then somebody have a health emergency because they're consuming ice, or because they're consuming metal particles with their ice. I have this section all put back together. I'm going to disable this in 2 different ways, actually 3. So I have the water shut off behind the machine. I'm going to take this water sensor and I'm just going to take it out and I'm going to tuck it just right back in here. If it's not in there, it can't sense water. The machine will never run. And I'm also going to take this, I'm going to push it slightly back to where these 2, and I'll pull this one forward a little bit. These 2 eyes, like garage door opener eyes looking at each other, they're not gonna be able to see each other, so the machine will never run based off that too, even if somebody fixes this issue and fixes the water issue in the back. So that was fun. I went ahead and I turned off the breaker in addition to shutting off the water, taking the water probe out, and adjusting the bin eyes. So if somebody magically figures out how to turn on that machine, they're asking for a disaster. I did my part to make sure that no metal flakes ended up in anybody's ice water, or I don't know, sometimes they use the ice to cool down seafood, fish, or whatever. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna say, hey, you need to get a new machine. That machine is 12 years old. It's not in the best condition. It's more than lived its life. Besides that, to repair it, you would need an upper bearing, a lower bearing, a water seal, an evaporator, a filter dryer, something I'm missing, an auger. Plus, you're gonna have to open up the system, recover the refrigerant, pull vacuum. It's a lot of time, a lot of money, when the price of that is going to get you pretty dang close to a new machine. And I don't know if you guys know where I was at, but it's a fairly large grocery store chain, so they shouldn't have much of an issue just replacing it. But hopefully you found this video helpful. If you want to know more about ice machine service and repair, check out Ice Machine 411. Watch all the videos. You'll know more than the next guy. I appreciate y'all's time. Thanks for watching till the end. We'll see you on the next one.